No, Pomeranians. An old joke stemming from their mutual love of mastiffs and disdain for yapping small dogs. His laughter almost stopped her heart. She distrusted the easy, boyish tone, tempting her to believe all would be well now that he was there. She opened one eye, unsurprised to find their years of separation had rendered him not at all like a troll. Over 6 feet of Gallic demigod, sharing the same body with the most bookish man she ever met. Andrew Tilmore, Lord Preston, heir to the illustrious Marquis of Courtenay, drew to her, or when he deserved it, troll. "Lisa," he said in a tone he should reserve for a hot bath or rare cognac, and sat beside her on the grass. "As lazy as ever, I see." Adolescent teasing which meant, "So you managed to sneak away? Bravo." "You weren't expected until Friday next, Drew. Unfortunate timing you will no doubt regret." "Why? Is something amiss?" "Only the apocalypse." Andrew snorted, waiting for her to explain. She would not. Lady Courtenay trying to run her household for the first time, while pretending to arrange a ducal wedding, which Alysia was truthfully in charge of, would not mix well with the problem Andrew's presence would bring, specifically his being in the vicinity with Alysia. She pushed herself up on her elbows, mindful of the buttons she'd loosened on her bodice. He wasn't looking, but fastening them would draw his attention. She sat up and wrapped her arms around her bent knees. Andrew leaned in to catch her gaze, and she suppressed her shock. From anxiety or lust, she couldn't say. But in the seconds it took to trade glances, it became clear that what his parents had tried to douse between them had not yet faded. He cradled her chin between his thumb and forefinger, then stroked the edge of her jaw, which in times past heralded a kiss. 2 years ago, he would have mock-whispered, "See, I am making eyes at you, Lisa. Wet your lips. I will lean closer, and as soon as you close your eyes, the violins will start. When you see firecrackers, say so." Then he would have overly puckered his lips, smacking them together like a fish, while she dodged, squealing. But sometimes his manner was quite serious, and those memories were best left buried in the back of her mind. He was serious now. She knew that expression he wore, as plainly as if she'd heard his thoughts. Still, it made her stomach drop, and her lips tingle with longing. Alysia pulled away, not trusting herself to look him in the eye. If she had any hope of surviving 2 weeks under the same roof with Andrew, she had best set the precedent now for their behavior. He opened his collar and yanked off his necktie, then used it to dab the sweat and dust from his throat. He eyed the lake, as though contemplating jumping in. Instead, he blurted, "And how do you find the Duke of Belmont, Lisa? Does he deserve my sister?" "He is everything one would expect of a duke." "As bad as that?" "Judge for yourself. He is a guest at Ashton. You hadn't heard?" "What? No." He scowled. "You don't approve?" He spun the necktie around his finger and unraveled it again, still fidgeting as a habit, restless as ever. "I know Belmont only by reputation." "As bad as that?" "Worse. Have a care, and watch your back. Or your skirts, rather." He winked, as though the accusation was humorous rather than grave. "Well, it seems you shall all have a lovely time here at Ashton. High-strung, strong-willed, mischievous, and dubious characters, with the addition of Andrew's impending antagony, all under one roof." She rose and brushed her skirt. "Which way to the circus, please?" He tugged her hand, forcing her to sit where he could gather her shoulders under his arm. Lovely how she fit against his side. She hadn't forgotten, but what had once been simple affection now seemed alarmingly wonderful. Andrew chuckled and pressed his lips to her temple, which made her eyelids drop. A shiver brushed her spine. Her poor, pleasure-starved soul couldn't manage even his casual affection.